Welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Today's video is for those of you who are starting to look for your first job or maybe transitioning from the job that you're in, but are unsure of where to go, what to apply to, what jobs you should be getting. First and foremost, I'm going to tailor this mostly towards new grads or those that are just entering the workforce. If you're stressing right now about where you should go and what your first job should be and starting to think about, I don't know what I want to do long term, first thing I'll tell you is just relax. It's okay. It's okay to not know what you want to do. I think it's the biggest error that people run into is they feel like they should know exactly what their dream career is and how that's mapped out perfectly down the road. It's not your job to know that right now. And so just relax. If you don't know what you want to do, that's completely fine. What I would look at doing is first, you need to just think about your career, especially your first job, as a way to gain experience and gain relevant skills that will open doors for you to switch jobs or to change jobs or to climb within the career that you've chosen, right? So nobody walks into their dream job right away. You can say I got my dream job right off the bat, but the reality is you're going to continue to climb and you're going to find out that what you thought was your dream job really is up here and you're just climbing towards that, right? And so most people aren't walking into their dream job right away. And so whatever job that you get right off the bat, you're gaining experience that companies want to see before they'll hire you into another role. And you're gaining relevant skills that are going to help you be a better asset as you continue your career or change jobs, whatever that is. So it doesn't really matter what your first job is. Now, that said, obviously, if you pick a job that favors some of your natural skills, you're going to perform better and it's going to help open more doors faster to you. So what I would say to you is if you're unsure of what you want to do, you're unsure of what that long-term plan is, take stock, right? So there's two things you should do. One, take stock of what you're naturally good at. Are you good with people? Are you an extrovert? Maybe you're an introvert and really analytical. Take stock of what some of these natural skills that you have are. And then once you have that, you can kind of then pick jobs that favor some of those. If you're an extrovert, maybe it's working with customers, right? Maybe it's going into sales. Even if you don't want to get into sales, sales is one of those jobs that you're going to gain a ton of experience and you're going to learn so much that you can translate into other roles. But the skills that you take away from that are invaluable, right? Or maybe it's the other side. Maybe you're an introvert and you don't want to get into one of those roles because A, you're going to be miserable, and B, you're likely not going to see fast success, which I'm not saying you won't. You absolutely could. So if you don't know what you want to do, go into something that's going to gain you the most skills and experience to open doors, right? But the other side is like you want to favor this around what you're naturally good at. If you're an introvert, maybe very analytical, find those jobs where you can lean on that while you're gaining experience, right? You don't have the experience to walk in and just be great at what you do because you know how to do it from previous experience. So what you're doing is you're leaning on your natural skills to allow you to be really good and be an asset and open doors for yourself, right? So that's number one, is just take stock of what your internal or intrinsic natural abilities are and try and find that first role that's going to lend to that. Second, start thinking about what experiences or maybe where your passions lie or where your hobbies are right now, right? So best case scenario is you walk into a job in an industry or around a focus area that you're semi-interested in, right? So what is it that you spend most of your time doing today? What are your interests? Is it fitness? Is it playing video games? Is it reading? Is it, whatever that is? Or maybe it's causes that you're really passionate about. What are those things that get you excited or are where you spend most of your time, right? Start looking in those industries. Start looking along those lines and look for companies that fall into those passion areas or industries that you're interested in. And once you kind of understand what those industries are and some of the companies that are in them, then you can do deeper research around, what are some of those entry-level jobs. Or maybe you're starting to think oh, this is the area that I'm really interested in, and you look up some of those companies, maybe look on LinkedIn and see who's working at those companies and look at their previous work experience. Where did they start? What this is doing is just helping you focus in on an industry or a passion area that is connected to you, that you're going to feel a little bit more connected to, and makes the job a little bit more enjoyable. Even if the entry-level job sucks, you're gaining experience, you're growing your skill set, but you're doing it in an area that you're interested in, right? And so it makes it a lot more interesting to you and hopefully more enjoyable to you. But then from there, once you know the industry, the passion areas, look at these companies, look at what their entry-level jobs are, look at the job descriptions and look at the requirements and start matching that with where your natural skills are and use that as a guide. Start applying, apply really broadly to those things. And again, if you walk into a job that's not your dream job or it's not the ideal scenario for you, that's okay. If you don't know what you want to do and you're just like, I think maybe this, that's okay too. You're gaining experience, you're growing your skill set, which will open doors. And I can tell you right now, in your first 2 to 3 years of work, you're going to discover what you really like to do and what you don't really like to do, right? So you might walk in thinking like, oh, this is my dream path. This is what I want to do. You get into that job and you realize this is not what I want to do. This is not where that gets me motivated internally, right? And so all of a sudden you pivot and other doors open where your skill set is stronger in these other areas and doors open faster for you there. So you're going to get into these jobs and you're going to realize what you're good at, what you care about, and what you want to do long term. And that's where your career is going to end up going. So stop overthinking it. Just relax, take internal stock, understand what you're good at, where your passions lie, where your hobbies and interests lie, and then do some research. Do the homework and actually look at, some of the companies that sit in those industries or passion areas and what are the entry-level jobs and how do they match up with your internal skill set and what should you be applying to. That's where I would recommend starting if you're in the boat of not knowing what you want to do. Good luck, guys. I have other content. Check out my other videos. I also have a course that's completely comprehensive to help you from searching for the job and interview tips all the way through. So guys, check all of that out. Please subscribe. I'm dropping 2 videos every week to help you get a leg up in every area of the hiring process, the job application process, and the interview process. Good luck, guys.